Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Friday the 15th of November 2019. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you for joining me. I'm using the Tarot of the Water, which is an amazing deck which Erin sent to me as a gift. So thank you, Erin. It's a global art collaboration. So each card is by a different artist, which is fab because you get so much variety. So let's see what the Tarot of the Water has to say about Friday the 15th. We've got the Tower. Oh, we've got the Four of Swords. Oh, even more. And we've got the Queen of Wands. Okay. The Tower. The Tower represents a structure in your life blowing up, coming undone, so being made redundant, losing your job, being fired, your wife leaving you, anyone walking out on you, the police force, which has been your family and you worked as a police officer and as a detective for 25 years, they've all turned their backs on you, and the Tower is like, boom, that whole resource is gone. Here we can see these people being evicted, and they turn up as negative thoughts in this girl's mind. So it's almost like either she's releasing them into the water, or they're being reabsorbed and volcanically erupted again and again and again. So this is indicating that it has to do with your feelings and your thoughts. You are the Tower, okay? You're the problem today, in the sense that you are easily heartbroken because of your expectations of others. They don't give you what you want, and you take it really badly. The Four of Swords, it's interesting because the Four of Swords usually represents preparing for the storm. It's usually a knight resting in church, or a knight that's meditating in church. And he is getting his thoughts together and he's focusing on what lies ahead. And it's usually that time of preparation before something happens, before you have to face the music. In this case, this girl looks like she's fleeing someone. She's looking at the moon. She's terrified. She's crying blood. She's got these bloody swords, which she's carrying. So it's like she's hanging on to things and she's trying to get out of there with the only valuables, I suppose, she could get a hold of. Or she feels like she needs to protect herself from whatever is coming after her. So there may be some irrational fears today that come out of your mind, your ideas, your feelings. The way I see it is that the thought comes in first. So the thought is, nobody likes me. That will give me the feeling of nobody likes me, therefore I'm going to take practical action and I'm going to change my behavior. I'm going to isolate myself and sit in my flat, and I'm not going to see anybody because nobody likes me. So it's the thought, then the feeling of, ouch, that hurts. How do I not make this hurt? Okay, people don't like me. I will just not interact with them anymore. So then the pain will go away and I isolate myself. That doesn't work, by the way, as an example, because you can't completely isolate yourself. You're a human being. We're not designed to be alone. It doesn't work for us very well. Finally, we've got the Queen of Wands. So the solution to the problem here today is really simple. Rather than getting caught up in your own negative headspace, or arguing or fighting with other people and feeling afraid of your situation in life, focus on the beauty that comes from within you. Be strong. Stand up for yourself when it comes to those situations. Don't feel like you're a victim. You are strong. You're stronger than you think. You're stronger than you realize. If you are tested today, you will suddenly find that you have an inner resource, an inner fire, which you never realized you'd had before. And it's just like these lions inside of you putting steel in your spine and allowing you to stand up for what is yours and what is right. And also, what's positive, or the most positive way to use the energy today, is because the cat looks out for you, it protects you. So if anyone is, if your negative thoughts are trying to attack, or if other people are trying to take things away from you, the cat looks out for you. It's like the cat in He-Man back in the day in the 1980s. He had a cat that when he summoned the power of Grayskull, his little kitty cat would turn into this amazing, like, tiger type of ferocious kind of predator animal, like a lion or a tiger or something like that. So now you have that power of that lion within you, and fire and lions, for instance, in astrology, the sun rules Leo. It's all about power. It's all about your solar plexus. Look at how beautiful she is, and look at how in control she is, how absolutely fabulous her posture is. And that is her solar plexus, and we're actually being drawn right towards it with these flowers of passion leading to her solar plexus. And she is in control of all of these luminous lotus flowers emerging, because she is creating happiness and light and creating a sun of her own inside of her. So whatever she turns her attention to, if she decides to be the nurse she always wanted to be today, or if she decides to paint and use that fiery energy to pour into her life passion, which happens to be painting. She works as a lawyer, but her true passion is painting. She doesn't get paid for it. She prefers to do the law rather than make the art a career, because it's just for her. It's just her passion. And today, rather than listening to your negative head and dealing with the negativity of other people, which has really been a theme lately, I have to say, it's come up a lot. I found myself saying this quite often, that don't pay so much attention to what other people say to you, what the world expects of you. And it seems to be coming up at the moment. So, if someone says this is the way it is, try and challenge that. And there's nothing wrong with challenging someone and saying, well, actually, I don't think it should cost that much. I don't think your assessment of this is right. So the way to make the most of the day is to face your problems. You're not a victim. You're the Queen of Wands, okay? So if someone tries to hustle you or pull the wool over your eyes, no. You're going to be able to handle that. You've got the strength to face it. So, but the decision you have to make is whether you go the Tower way or whether you go the Queen of Wands way, okay? So you've got this boyfriend, this new boyfriend, and he says, all right, love, why don't you go pick up a coffee for me? Thanks, Ta. And he's playing on his iPhone, and immediately, like, he's only known you 4 weeks and he's already treating you like his personal assistant. You can either go within and say, oh my God, I was so worthless as a child. I felt so bad about myself. And he's triggering this now, and I'm really worthless. I'm really I should get him his coffee, because the fact that he likes me is even a miracle, because I'm just such a nothing. I'm worthless. I'm powerless. I'm never good enough. All that thinking. It's like, we all know this lame old story. We've all heard it in our own heads. It's like, yeah, bravo. We've heard this lots of times before. That's the voice of the ego. So you can choose to do that, Or you can flame up as the Queen of Wands. Just think flame on. And your hair, look at that beautiful hair, will just explode, and you'll explode in the sense, in the negative sense, it's anger. So don't go for anger and say, who do you think you are treating me like this? So don't go into anger, but it will be like, you have the self-worth to say, why don't you get your own coffee? I have an email that I'd like to attend to. Go get your own coffee, and get me one, by the way, as well, while you're in there. It's in you have the right to ask for a coffee the same way he has a right to ask for a coffee. I mean, what is this? Either we're equal or we're not equal, and you're equal. So, where's your head going? Do you get triggered into the past of, yes, okay, I have been hurt and I'm going to let myself to continue to be hurt? Or do I make the decision of, I am a queen, I love myself, I know what I'm worth, I'm amazing. I make a contribution to the world. I make a positive contribution. I give to charity. For example, this is all for example, okay? I give to charity. I have a great singing voice, definitely not me. And I am an artist, and I'm a CEO, I'm a leader, I'm self-employed, I run an empire, whatever it is. And because of that, I see myself in a certain light. First of all, I've done the inner work, and I've looked in the mirror and I've said, I love you, thank you for taking such good care of me. That's essential. Doing Louise Hay's mirror work. It's described in her book, You Can Heal Your Life, which I read when I first got into recovery. It was life-changing for me, because I didn't need tough love. I needed gently, because I was so damaged. Still am, but at least now I can hand it over and I can work with it, and I'm aware of it. So even if you are damaged, the Queen of Wands, she didn't have a totally perfect childhood. She's the Queen of Wands because she's worked her way through to the top. She's strong. She's a survivor. She's never let anyone or anything beat her. So go with that option and say, actually, how dare you ask me that question even, or I'm not even going to dignify that. And like for instance, you could just not even dignify that, just sit there, and he's like, well, are you going to get me my coffee or not? You're like, no. It's not even an argument. I'm not even going to respond to that. It's ridiculous. I see myself, if you don't want a coffee, for example, you just sit there and say, no. People don't, it was so funny. I worked in an office once, and one of my colleagues asked me to turn the aircon down, and I was really hot, so I said no. And she was so stunned by just hearing a no without an explanation. It was hilarious. So I felt compelled to then explain to her. But the no in itself just stuns people, and you don't need to explain. So you've got a day potentially where other people may get on your nerves and you may be triggered, and you may have to call on your inner resources and your strength. Try not to take this so seriously. We're during a Mercury retrograde. The information that comes through is possibly going to be negative. Maybe it's going to be something that you don't want to hear. Maybe it's a delay in something. Maybe it's a distraction, or someone wasn't paying attention, or your prescription wasn't passed on properly, or whatever it may be. You can either be the queen that you are, and that applies to the women and the men, the queen or the king of wands. If you identify as a cis male person or a cis female person. If you don't know what that means, I've only found out what that means recently. If you're cis gender, if you're cis like male, then you identify as a male, as opposed to identifying as something else. I took this test. Apparently I'm genderqueer. So that would make me the Queen of Wands, but surprise. Okay. Number-wise, so make the right choice, I've been here before. I've dealt with harder things before. I'm not going to go into this self-pity self-pity, shame spiral. No, thank you. I'm going to rise up and I'm going to transcend the problem, whatever it may be. Because I am, because I'm my best friend. I'm strong, I'm powerful, and I can rely on myself. I can pick up the phone personally and resolve it. 16 and 4 is 20, and 1 is 21. 2 and 1 is 3. 3 is communication and the way you think. So it's all about really thinking comes first, then the feeling follows. So we hated you in the film. Your acting was terrible. You're triggered to your childhood when your dad and your mom told you you'll never amount to anything. You go into a shame spiral and you're never heard from again in the acting scene. You suck in that scene. You were terrible. I may have sucked in that scene, but you haven't seen nothing yet. I'm going to rise up and I'm going to be the biggest actress the world has ever seen. Go for that, because believe in yourself. If you're on your path, even if you audition 100 times and everyone rejects you, if it's your mission and your purpose and your passion, you'll get it on the 101st audition. So make the conscious decision to keep your thinking healthy and positive today. The way I keep my thinking healthy and positive is by meditating and by allowing a higher power to guide me and talk to me in my life every day. It's like talking to someone for me, someone very reasonable, consistent, and who says, I'm going to be here for you regardless of what happens in your life. I'm consistent. That's the wonderful thing about having a relationship with something intangible, because it never ages, it never gets horny and leaves you for someone else. I'm sorry for being so crude. It never, all these asides today as well. I've lost my thread now. Anyway, so make the decision to think positively, not negatively. Yes, the way to do that is by meditating and getting your thoughts right. If for you it's walking in nature or doing your scientific formulas, doing maths, it calms you down. If it's by doing Shakti dance, whatever it is that gets you in the right headspace, make sure you're in the right headspace, because you can either sink or you can burn. I'd rather burn and not, turn to ashes, but continue to just burn and light up the world than be underwater with crows coming out of my head. So have a wonderful day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via the website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. No, that's wrong. Click on the book your readings button to audio reading, or click on the shop tab to audio reading. Sorry, I'm still getting used to it myself. You can order your personal reading with me there. Either a 15-minute reading for some quick questions, or a 30-minute reading if you want your astrology chart looked at. I can answer any questions about who you are in those readings. A 45-minute session if you want to have your chart done and look at what's coming up in future or answer questions. And 60 is you get the whole shebang. You get anything that you want, questions answered, and future predictions, and astrocartography, and everything I've got under my sleeve. Solar return chart, everything. I also use the tarot in my readings, and I obviously pay attention to the numbers as I did here. So if you have any questions and you'd like me to look at your chart and see what I make of it and what I think would help you, then please do get in touch with me via the website to order a reading with me. Click on the shop tab. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and share the video online. That would be awesome.